your mobile on the stand. I can remember one instance where the mobile just flopped on the table and she went out of view. And I was wondering, where did Sujata go?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to BWB. And today's episode is a unique episode. We are not discussing books. Yes, you heard us right. We are not discussing books. But then, what are we discussing today is something interesting, the fun facts about the crew members of BWB. So, what is happening behind the scene? Watch us and know more. So, there are a lot of exciting things which we do edit, which you don't get to know, which we are now bringing it to you to see what is behind the scenes about these crew members and how the recording goes like for y'all. So, starting with Siddharth. Siddharth is having his unique, fun fact from the BWB episode. So, Siddharth, what do you remember about your unique fun fact?
So many a times I have done like stories which are from my life, and some of those stories are so hilarious that I started laughing myself so much, and it was in the middle of that I forgot what was actually happening, what was who was the next person I had to give the floor to, and I just was laughing at my own story. That is the funniest thing which has happened many a times. And I feel like because the setup is so unique, and we are always talking about storytelling, these stories also matter a lot. I feel that way. So yeah, that is my funniest fact.
Here he goes. He laughs so much that he forgets whom to give next and what is there for him to say more about. So now coming to Geeta ji, she has some unique fun fact about her. Geeta ji, what is your uniqueness in this BWB recording?
So I always say, welcome to BWB. And without that, my flow doesn't start. And I go with such fast flow. I get into the story and I keep, talking so quickly and with such speed that sometimes I forget the time limit and I just keep on and, it goes on. It looks like I'm on an express train and, trying to run to catch it or something like that. And, it makes me really laugh when I think about how quickly I was speaking. And my son also gives me a comment later. You were speaking so quickly. Why don't you slow down? You are not going anywhere. And that makes me really, it is so funny for me to think about it.
I
So
can
she
add
is
to that,
the
Dr. Geeta, whenever we are editing, and if I am editing, for rest of the folks, I keep it at 1.2x speed. For Geeta ji, I keep it 0.09 so that people can understand what she's saying.
yes, even I do the same editing. No changes in Geeta ji's speed. She is perfectly fine and without any changes goes. And with this, I'm sure Sujata ji has something good to add to this. Sujata ji, coming to you next. What do you want to say our audiences today about your fun facts?
Yes, I still recall one of my funniest moments during the BWB recordings. Like everyone was prepared and the mic was on, energy was high. But here I was, battling with my laptop. I couldn't find the file. And Siddharth was telling me, I should set up your laptop once. But it seemed that my laptop had run out of fuel, hadn't had its chai maybe, or I hadn't had mine. And then things started getting chaotic. Then I couldn't even find my notes, the handwritten ones. Now, still everyone waited patiently, and here I was, like the detective, imagining myself to be Sherlock Holmes. Nowhere near him. But here I was hunting for the clues, and then we eventually got started. But everyone had a good laugh, and even myself. So the lesson learned: always treat your notes properly, and especially your laptop, keep it well organized. So now I'd like to pass over the mic to Jasveer. Jasveer, please add on to what is your fun moment?
I love this about Sujata ji because the teacher in her comes alive. She always has these notes, and then she'll give you, the guidance. There's so much to learn from her, and it's remarkable that she keeps learning from her mistakes. At the same time, she's really organized, and her notes are obviously the kind of insights she gives us into those non-fiction books are amazing. And yeah, to add to the fun facts is what happens is every time I have to think of a life lesson or an instance from my life that I want to talk of, or maybe some example I want to give related to the books, especially a non-fiction book. What happens is I think of something controversial, which is, politically not right. And it happened once, and I was talking about it, and everyone, all the team members warned me, please do not take names. Don't name anyone. And when I was narrating it, I could see it all on my team members' faces, like Abhi bolegi, and they were like all worked up, and I was enjoying it, not in a sadistic way, but I was like, they were like expecting me to come up with something, and they were like, and at the end after the recording, like, thank God, we really thought you're gonna blurt it out. So it's funny to see their faces all getting worked up. Well, obviously I knew that I hadn't to mention any names. Yeah. So Shritapa, what
Good,
about
good.
you?
And yeah, I just wanted to say that why things are everything will be well planned, and I will be ready with, okay, I'll say this. But Siddharth will always say, remember to say in between, like, share, and subscribe. And I will always forget. And then when I will pass on already to someone, and after that I will remember, oh no, I have forgotten that line. And then he will be like, oh, at the end when recording completes, then he'll be like, no, no, okay, you repeat once again that line. We will put it somewhere in between. And this goes on. But a couple of recordings, this has been a common practice until I have learned it. That yes. Otherwise, now I have been more smart. I put it in images that automatically I don't have to say, it will pop up. So
Yeah,
that's
we have
what
become
I think.
smarter in
We
editing
are getting
nowadays.
smarter, yes, with editing. Yes.
Yes.
And what is one thing which I will like to like to know is about during the recording, how things goes, like one moment which we remember from our conversation. So one of mine is like, suddenly, instead of giving Jasbir giving to Geeta ji, she gave it to me. uh, right, and I was not ready with an example to say. I was supposed to receive at the end of the conversation because I was hosting it, and it came in between. So I very smartly handled with that a quick liner of the next conversation, and then please like, share, subscribe. That really helped that day. So that day was my day saver, which I felt was very good. At times these helps. So
Yeah,
over to you, Siddharth.
and I know, most of the times you do this, Geeta ji, Sujata ji, and we have to remind you
But
that you have to call
yes,
them Dr. Geeta, Sujata.
I know.
We respect everybody, but then we have to keep the names. Yeah, and my funniest part is, you know, when the order somehow gets like you said, order gets somehow like in the middle. Dr. Geeta sometimes did that. Instead of giving it to me, she gave it to Shitapa, and I was like, I have to talk here. How do I come back? Then
And
I
one
have to
one
tell her.
one out of this conversation I remember is one time she forgot your name also.
Yes, I suddenly went blank. I couldn't recall Siddharth's name, and oh
Oh my
my
god.
God. I was so immersed into the story, I couldn't recall the name of Siddharth there. And somehow, and now, like I write down the names and keep, and suddenly with a slight, slantwise glance, I look at the names and then I can, because there are two parts of my thing. One is that reality, the other one is that what you say, imaginary world. So when I get into that imaginary world, I don't know what is happening around me. I'm there visualizing everything there.
You are there in the story, almost
Yes.
part of it,
Oh,
Yeah, I am there. I'm reliving
narrating,
it. I'm living it.
yeah, living it.
living
Yes.
it. We can feel
And
it.
Yes.
yeah, because
Feel it with the
we have been
flow.
listening fiction from you, and you detail the fiction so well.
Mm.
Sujata does the non-fiction so well, so that is so engrossing. And the moment we are listening to these, for me, most of the times I am like at the edge of the those fiction stories where the takeaways have to be given, and I'm waiting for that. What is the question forming in your mind before before I have a thought that I will give an example, but then by the time you give the example and you, talk about the story and say that this will be the takeaway, my example would have changed by then. So
Actually,
that
Dr.
is
Geeta's storytelling is so immersive that all of us get lost. And
yes.
we have to then get back to
Get
reality and
back to
realize that what we
reality.
have to
Yes.
Yes.
speak. So I don't think any of the viewers would realize if he has forgotten Siddharth's name or what, because the story itself is so engrossing that it doesn't
Yes.
really matter, who she hands it over to.
Yes.
No, I
It's
just get
really,
into the story. I'm inside it, and like I can
yes.
just see it in all these colors and stuff like that. So it's difficult.
Yes.
And
That's
one more
that's how
funny
to.
factor about Sujata is like everything will be set, or all we will be ready to record, and then she will say, "Okay, मुझे किससे लेना है and मुझे किसको देना है." Whom she will take it from and whom she will give it from. When it is very
Yes.
straightforward, always happen that she has to always give it to Jasmeet. But she's so worried about this, and I would like Sujata, you do not have to worry. It's only one person you will receive it from is the host, and you have to only give it to Jasmeet. That's it.
And I
Yes.
remember in the beginning, we used to tell Sujata,
Always.
keep your mobile on the stand, keep your mobile on the stand. I can remember one instance where the mobile just flopped on the table and, she went out of view. And I was wondering, where did Sujata go?
So, this is my, the fun fact. I'm not a so tech savvy, but still, I try and I really enjoy being in this book lovers circle with all of you. It's such fun. But yes, I have these, nervous moments. I just don't know, the mic will stay muted when I start. I always worry. And I imagine that I'm speaking with passion, but then, you all are signaling me that either you're muted. And then, yes, today also I did the same thing. What Shritapa just now, she narrated. I asked, what's the order? That's what I'm always worried about. Who is going after
Order,
whom? Every time I
order, order, order.
And
It
2 minutes
is.
Yeah.
later, then, not once, I asked twice. Then, again, I say, sorry, I'm just confirming who's going to pass it to me. And then, it's not that I'm so forgetful, but I like to feel anchored, before the spotlight turns on me. Maybe I'm a teacher. So, that might help. I don't know, that might be
Well
the
planning.
reason. Ah, but then with five of us sharing the screen, juggling ideas, I have to be very sure I'm passing the baton to the right person. Because sometimes, like, wait, is it just me next? Or is it Dr. Siddharth? Oh no, I hope I didn't skip Shritapa. So, these are the things, they just worry me. And sometimes I wish I had some friendly teleprompter. But yes, Shritapa makes things very clear that you have to pass it on always to Jasveer, or, if it changes, it's
Yeah.
clarified. So now, yes, Shritapa, anybody else would like to add?
Yeah,
Shritapa.
Jasmeet, what is your fun fact moment you want our audiences to know?
So the fun fact is, I always get confused whether my camera is correctly placed. So I keep moving the screen, and then Siddharth has to tell me that okay, this is fine. And the other thing is this horrendous construction work going in the flat below my flat, and I always feel that the noise is so loud for me, and I'm wondering whether it's getting captured in the recording. So I keep checking with all of them. I hope you can't hear this, continuous construction work, and I hope it's not disturbing the recording. So I'm like perpetually worried about these two things. One, my camera angle, whether I'm, holding it right, and I'm facing the camera right, and the other is this noise. It's always the same. And what
Thank you
about
for
you,
sharing.
Shritapa?
So I have actually cracked a lot of my things, but yes, my fun fact is that whenever I come, I always forget the like, share, subscribe at the middle of the conversation, and that is what I have to always remember that. Okay. And the other one is like, initially I used to I used to, when I first time started this, I used to feel that uh, is my conversation going right? Is something like, I used to be very cautious about, like when I'm speaking, because I have never spoken on YouTube before. So that was what used to keep me like little nervous in the beginning. But after 2 3 recordings, I was all set. Then it was a BAU for me. But yes, first 2 3 conversations were like little difficult. Then now it's quite smooth, and
Yeah,
I
I
just
will add
come
to
and
that
drop it.
because nowadays when we record, it is like seamless. So we start and we finish,
Yes.
and then we just the editing work is also reduced a lot. So we typically
Yes.
don't edit for more than 5 6 hours. Earlier used to happen like that. Now we
Yeah.
edit
Earlier
in
it was a
1 hour
long
or
edit.
2 hours maximum. So
Hmm.
that is only because we are very clear what is the direction of the whole program, and who is going to talk when, and the order, like Sujata said, is very clear.
Yes. The order
So
has
we have
is very
we
clear.
we have all evolved to that level now. Yes, and
Yes. I think
I
our
will
editing has also
I will add
evolved.
to Jasveer's thing. We are all getting noise from somewhere, and like Jasveer is saying, she has some noise in the background. I too have a lot of noise in the background, but I keep thinking about, if Jasveer can not hear, then we are safe.
And right now also there is a construction work going on upstairs, but I'm sure you all can't hear it.
Yeah,
No, can't.
Look at
it is
them. They are
raining
all
very
having
heavily
something
here.
or other.
It is
Luckily,
raining
in
very
my place,
heavily
it is
here.
so silent that I fear that the neighbor is able to hear whatever I am talking, and I'm not. I'm just in that fear that one fine day he'll come and ring the knock the door and say, "Excuse me, can you talk slow?" Because these walls are not not at all. I think soundproof.
Very possible.
I'm sure if I was in your place, no, Sritapa, they would think that I'm shouting because teachers usually have a loud voice. We are used to speaking loudly, like our voices will be carrying. So even when I'm speaking, my husband doesn't speak much, so they'll think I am quarreling with him because my voice is so loud. Only when I
I
consciously
agree.
lower it only, it will be softer. But he doesn't hear even if I'm loudly shouting or even if softly speaking. He'll be doing his own thing. Okay.
Even I've
So
developed such a
that's a
loud
different
voice.
problem to address.
Awesome.
Okay, so with this, I think we had given a nice back end story about the crew members of BWB, and here we have some facts about us rather than facts from the books, which we can learn always. Why not just make a moment to laugh and know about us? So this is what is happening behind the scene, guys. We are actually doing more than this. We are also selecting books, and that is also a nice work which we do together collaboratively. And here we have to select which fiction book we will say, which non-fiction book we will say, and then the discussion begins. And initially, it was like we had a couple of discussions to finalize the plan, the plot, and the sequence of conversation. And we used to then we finalize that we will select problems from the fiction book, and then we will map it with the solutions from non-fiction book, and that is where we have now landed and gradually evolved as a team. And you can see all of us smiling, gelling up, and bring some good content for all of y'all. If you like us, and do let us know if you're liking this conversation, we can bring in more fun moments from us to y'all. And with this, I will like to conclude this conversation. Bye bye, tata, take care.
You
Arey,
forgot
don't
the
forget to
likes.
like, share, and subscribe.
Arey, like, share, and
Yes,
subscribe
yes.
us right
Yes.
now.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Yes. Like, share, and subscribe.